And this is the fax that you sent?
That appears to be the fax I sent. Looks like everyone has one.
Okay. And you notice that it doesn't even include the signature of Mr. Watson that's been cut off there, is it not?
That is, well, no, that's Mr. Watson's signature.
Anyway, there's no evidence that that signature was certified by the supervisor of elections, is there?
There is nothing. Supervisor of elections did not send me back that name on the
Okay.
list.
What is the date on the date that you that purports to have faxed that to Mr. Watson to supervisor?
I don't have face to it.
Okay.
We don't have date stamp on
It states there, does it not, that the date March 15 appears by that entry, I think, does it not?
it. Yes.
Now, this same log shows, if you take a look at the first page, Willette Dixon. So she voted on April the 7th, doesn't it?
That's what it says.
And she didn't vote on April 7th, did she? May I see that? Do you know whose handwriting this is?
It's part.
All of it.
That's her signature, and the other two are mine. I put the names of people on there in case they can't be easily discerned by the recipient of the fax.
And you put the date on there, too.
That's correct, because she did not put the date on
And you did that You did that on April the 11th, didn't you?
Faxed it. Good luck.
Faxed it and put that date on April 11th, didn't you?
You have it.
I think I give it back to you, but in my mess here, you never know.
No, I have not. Fact. I don't understand what you mean.
You said you fill in the date.
Right.
You filled it in on April the 11th when you faxed it to Carpenter, did you not?
No, fill it in on the day they voted. Anytime someone neglected to put the date in there, put the date in.
And you're sure of that?
I'm as positive.
Okay. Let me ask you about another one here. On page 2, Timothy McCoy, you show that the ballot was picked up on 10th of April and voted on 10th of April, is that correct?
That's what this says.
Yeah. And that ballot was not picked up on 10th of April, was it, Mr.?
I do not know. I'm not here the entire time. That, when you say 10th of April.
I'm just going by this record here.
Right. Yeah, and this, like I said, is the compilation of everything that you did.
Right.
Right.
Do you recall the circumstances under which the McCoy ballot was voted or picked up? You don't recall that Eileen McCoy picked it up for her husband?
She very well may have. She did not pick it up for me, though.
Okay. This document we have here is a document that you made up after the fact, isn't it?
This is a compilation of all the information that we had during the process, during the absentee ballot voting period.
You compiled it after the election, did you not?
No, sir, did not compile it after the election. This, in various parts and pieces, existed as a contemporaneous record as things came in and were added. And at the end, everything was double-checked against the number we had in hand, against these people who actually voted, who didn't, et cetera, and finalized. The other pieces of miscellaneous, scratch paper stuff, we're not putting in because it's an electronic.
Isn't it true, Mr. Henderson, that you had in your office a notebook with the voters of the city of Alachua in it during the absentee ballot process?
A couple of them, I think.
Yeah. And isn't it true when an absentee ballot voter was issued a ballot that you or a member of your staff would mark with a red A that that person was voting absentee?
I believe so, and possibly also like M for mail and that sort of thing. If someone called on the phone, note down the answer to the date of birth, that sort of thing.
And isn't it true that it was that document that you were maintaining contemporaneously?
At the end of each day, we would take the ones that had not been added to the list and we would add it to the list electronically.
Electronically?
Right.
Okay. And this is a copy of the electronic list
The final
as it
compilation.
existed after, at the last moment of the election.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this document, or its predecessor in time, should have been available during the election to certain people, including the candidates and including party chairman. Is that not correct?
Yes.
And it is true that you either declined to give or were unable to provide a copy of this document to Mr. Irby at various times during the election.
I provided to him twice, 2 different occasions.
Do you deny that you ever failed to provide it to him?
He may have asked before we had even got the format down. He's in 3 times that I recall, at least. And initially when he came in, I think the voting had just opened up that day or the day before, whatever. And we probably didn't have it contemporaneous at that time.